Writing about what you love isn't just documenting a pastime. It's an act of cataloguing your curiosity. Most people look at a spade and see a tool for moving dirt. They look at a camera and see a tool for capturing light. They're missing the most important part of the magic. If you're just doing your hobby, you're only experiencing half of its power. Today, I'm going to show you the 3-part framework that turns your weekend passion into a career-grade asset. By the time we're done, you'll see how a simple keyboard can transform your hobby into a sharper mind, a better job, and a deeper sense of joy. And stick around for the bonus at the end, because I'm going to reveal how this low-stakes writing is actually the secret training ground for the bravest thing you'll ever do, finding your public voice. Look, when you decide to start writing about your hobby, you almost immediately start hearing those little internal whispers. I'm not a writer. Who cares about my favourite bread recipe, marine fish tank or flower? But anyway, this is all just going to be one massive self-indulgent waste of time. It's perfectly normal to feel like this at first, no matter how passionate we are about our interests, and no matter how much we evangelise them in day-to-day chats with friends, actually writing about them seems one step too far. After all, those little chats fade from memory. Writing is public and permanent, and we've been conditioned to think that our hobbies are private little breaks from normal life. Nothing to create a big fuss about. Something best kept to ourselves. But you know what? Some of the most profound wisdom in history was born when someone decided to explain a simple passion to a friend. Think of it as the second sight. When you commit to writing just 3 sentences about how you fixed that engine or composed that shot, your brain is forced to stop skimming the experience. You start seeing the why behind the how. You aren't just a hobbyist anymore. You're becoming a master of the craft. Before we look at the actual benefits of writing about your hobby, if you like this kind of calm, friendly approach, I go much deeper into these things in my weekly newsletter. It's where the real We're Writing on the Internet community lives. You can join us on Substack by going to writingontheinternet.com, and it's completely free. Let's get back to it. In a minute, we'll see the surprising reason why your future employer actually wants to hear about your prize-winning marigolds. But the first reason to write about our interests is all about how much it adds to the hobby itself. The more you try to find ways to describe an experience or explain a technique or tool, the more you take a fresh look at it yourself. I never stop being amazed at just how much more I appreciate an aspect of playing a musical instrument, using amateur radio, or playing Dungeons and Dragons once I start explaining some nuance of it to a pal or an entire thousands-wide audience. The second reason? I mentioned your future employer. Not only are we sometimes invited to write a little about our non-work activities as part of a job application, but when things get to the interview stage, knowing how to write about our hobbies can give us a huge advantage. Most people struggle in interviews because they can't articulate soft skills. Writing about your hobby teaches you how to explain complex processes, troubleshooting, dedication to someone who doesn't speak your hobby language. And the third reason to write? The more you write things out, the more effective your writing skills become. You realise how to summarise things cleanly and simply. You find the different styles of language that work for different audiences. In fact, knowing that your words could be read all the way around the planet gives you the chance to develop communication skills so they're applicable across all cultures and communities. And it means you can very quickly learn to write about anything. A poster for your local church, a sensitive letter to your kid's school, an even more sensitive letter to your bank manager. Now you tell me that's not a superpower. Oh, and I mentioned a bonus reason. Well, here it is. Writing for an audience builds your presentation skills, either for speaking directly to a group or, for those not ready, writing is a fine way to broadcast your message. Knowing how to craft the right words, whether written or spoken, is the ultimate confidence booster. So, writing about your interests, you aren't just a hobbyist anymore. Through the alchemy of the pen, you are now a curator, a communicator, and a community leader in training. You've moved from being a consumer of your hobby to being a creator within it. Without this, your hobby remains a silent silo. You keep all that hard-earned wisdom locked up in your head, and you miss the bridge that connects what you do on Saturday to who you are on Monday. You stay the invisible expert that nobody knows exists. So, this week, your first quest is simple. Go to your hobby today, find one tiny insight, something that surprised you or a tip you'd give a beginner, and write it down. Just one paragraph. Don't worry about the world seeing it yet. Just get it onto the page. You'll be surprised where it takes you. If this feels like the right direction, but you want the actual templates and prompts to start today, grab my free New Writer bundle. It gives you the exact frameworks I use every week, so you don't have to start from zero. It's designed to lower the friction and get you moving. The link's in the description, or go straight to free.writingontheinternet.com. Cheers.